Okay, I wanted to go ahead and do a Nintendo marathon today, see if we can get through all the consoles. I'm going to be using a PlayStation controller for all of them. And then we'll go through and discuss how to use that controller. We'll be focusing on the bridge. I have a Gamer Pro Advanced connected to the bridge, connected to an NES at the moment. And we're going to go ahead and start the game up. Okay, I'm going to see if I get the controller in the view here. Should be good. Okay. So here we are, Mario 3. Gameplay is pretty much standard. It's a 2-button game, so nothing fancy there. So let's pause that and let's check out a Super Nintendo. Okay, Super Nintendo. All right, same basic controls. In this case, we do have the, I guess you would say the east, or I'm sorry, the west and the south as the main buttons. You can, of course, use the other two if you want, but then you get the spin jump. But that was the change in config on this game, so that makes sense, and that's correct. And there are the button rotation modes and stuff that you can apply if you desire, or the button swapping, and of course turbo. Let's go ahead and check out the N64. All right, this one we do have the analog stick. Here we can use the control, which works out pretty well. Now there are advanced controls for this that you can flash in, or you can program while flashing the bridge. Inverted sticks and dead zones and things of that nature that you can check out. But yep, for the most part, again, the button layout's pretty good. I'm going to skip the intro here and let's move on to the GameCube. Okay, same case here. Analog stick and main buttons. And this might not be the best stick to use for this game, but we're just demoing everything with the PlayStation. So there you have it on the GameCube. The Wii is pretty much the same, but let's show that too. Okay, and then we'll do the Mario 3 again. Okay. Add pause game. All right. Okay, so there we have it. That's on the Wii. So now the other two, the Wii U and the Switch, we're going to have to change up the firmware. Okay, about the ID system and the way that it works. This controller that I'm using emulates the Hori controller, so there's already a profile built. And I can't show you on the screen at the moment because it only shows up on the virtual pad, but the Y stick is inverted on this main screen, and I'm not really sure why that is. But once you load the actual game, it's correct. So I'm going to load a game here. You can see that up is actually up and down is down. So it is correct. You can use the D-pad. No, you can't use the D-pad here. And I'm not really sure why that doesn't work in the main interface that way, but it works during the games. So there may be something to that. But yeah, I'm not really sure why the inverted, that's confusing to me. But just take note that if you're going to move around and navigate on the system with the controller, the Y stick might be backwards. If you wanted to change that for any reason, you could do that from the software when you flash the device. So the actual bridge software has an invert option. So if that was needed, you could do it there. But I don't believe you're going to need that if the main use of the controller is to play the games. So there you have it. Let's take a look at the Switch. There's no mappings required on this one. If you have a Gamer Pro Advanced, you'll want to go ahead and use it with the bridge. That won't work natively on the Switch. Only you need the bridge for that. If you have the Gamer Pro, predecessor to the Advanced, you can actually modify the firmware in that case, and you can download the Switch firmware. But it will also work with the bridge if you just wanted to stay consistent in that case. But there you go. That's the run of the Nintendo consoles I have. Different variations of those consoles have been tested too, but those are the main ones. So the bridge now, well, at least in this video, we were able to go through 7 consoles, and they all worked out great. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.